when boy meets girl.
Welcome back, friends and neighbors, to another episode of Baking with the Nista Boys. 3 generations of Italian bakers.
Joe,
John,
Jason.
last year on Thanksgiving Day, we showed you how to make Parker House rolls. This year, we are going to demonstrate the baking of an Italian specialty developed by my grandmother, my father's mother, Helena Nista. The name of the bread is a tough Italian word, so I defer to my father for its description.
it is called pizza sfogliata.
And now the ingredients for our pizza sfogliata. We'll need a container of lard. We'll need 2 eggs, 2 cloves of garlic, a cup of Romano cheese, 1 tablespoon of salt, 2 packages of instant yeast, about 6 cups of King Arthur bread flour. We have pre-greased 2 cake pans with the lard, and then our trusty KitchenAid mixer.
To begin, we have 2 containers of fast-acting yeast. And to this, we will add 2 cups of warm water and 1 teaspoon of sugar. This we allow to stand for approximately 20 minutes.
It's now been about 20 minutes. The yeast has had a chance to proof, and we are now going to begin the process of making the dough. I'm going to add just 1 cup of the flour into the water and yeast mixture, and we're going to combine it very thoroughly with the whisk attachment on our KitchenAid mixer.
The yeast mixture is now well blended. We are now going to exchange the wire whisk for the paddle. And following this, we are going to add 1 cup of flour and a tablespoon of salt. This we will continue to blend until the mixture is very smooth. Not knowing what the hell is going on.
It's now been 3 to 4 minutes, and the dough has reached a consistency where it's time to add the 3rd cup of flour.
The dough now is beginning to come together. It's getting soft, nice and soft. And we're now ready to move on to the dough hook. And we're going to add another cup of flour, this being the 4th cup of flour. Well, as is often the case with Grandma's recipes, the amount of flour that she had recommended is probably a whole lot more than we need. Notice, if you would, how the dough is pulling away from the sides of the bowl. That's pretty much an indicator as to how much flour you need.
Dough has been kneading now for approximately 5 minutes. So now we will remove the dough from the hook. The dough may be just a small, slightly amount sticky, so make certain that you put some flour on your hands. That'll help out some. After we remove the dough, we will form it into a ball, and we will knead it by hand for about 3 or 4 minutes. A little bit of flour to prevent the stickiness. And the beautiful way of kneading is pushing and using the palm of your hand. And as you notice already, it is almost of a velvety consistency. We will now place the dough into the greased bowl. Make certain that you grease the top of the dough also by just turning it into the bowl, and then we will allow it to raise after we've covered it with a nice sheet of cloth.
It's now been a little over an hour, and at this point the dough has about doubled in size. We will now punch the dough down and roll it out into pizza sfogliata.
After punching the dough down, we've divided it into 2 pieces. One of the pieces we have rolled out to this shape. Oops, afraid we lost something. And we're now going to proceed to top the pizza sfogliata with its flavoring.
They say.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore.
We will now roll the dough before placing it in the pan. And the method of rolling it is to begin at the far end and roll it as tightly as possible. And carefully, as you see how velvety this dough is. Occasionally, if you punch it in with your thumb, it gives it a little tighter appearance. It rolls very, very easily, and we just pick up with the bottom and we roll it like that. And now we will allow this to rise for about an hour. And again, we will put some little bit of lard on top of the dough.
All right, friends, we're into our final stage. The dough now has been rolled, flavored, allowed to rise a final second time. Look how beautiful it's puffed up. Notice on one side we've added a little pepper on top for a little additional flavor. We will now put it in a preheated 350-degree oven for 20 minutes. We will then raise the temperature to 400 degrees for an additional 20 minutes and wait until you see what this looks like when it's baked.
I can't believe you said that.
Well, here you have it, the final product. Why Grandma called this pizza sfogliata, I don't know, because it's not pizza as we know it today. But I've got to tell you, this bread, light crispy exterior, beautiful soft tender interior, this is bursting with flavor. You got to do this. It's great. See y'all. Nice to see you again. We'll catch you next Thanksgiving.
Bye now.
Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella.